Confident Speaking Podcast, where you can learn to speak English with natural rhythm, real confidence, and fluency.
Hey everyone, and a big welcome to the Confident Speaking Podcast. I'm Julia, and I'll be your host for today's lesson. Now, if you're tuning in for the first time, just a quick note. We release a brand new English learning video each and every day. Our main objective here is to help you reach English fluency and confidence as quickly as possible. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step plan designed to help you progress from an A2 level of English to a B2 level. Now, there's a significant difference between these two levels, but don't worry, I'll break everything down into simple, manageable steps so you can easily understand what you need to focus on. Let's dive in. First, let's determine your current level. Have you ever taken an English test to assess your proficiency? If not, that's perfectly fine. In this video, you can follow along and see which level best matches your current skills. Are you ready to get started? Great, let's jump right in. Be sure to watch this video until the very end because I'll be sharing a complete plan that you can start implementing immediately. Okay, let's begin by discussing the 6 levels of language learning based on the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, or CEFR scale. Are you familiar with them? They are A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, and C2. A1 is the level for complete beginners, while C2 is for advanced learners who have essentially mastered the language. A1 and A2 represent the basic levels, while C1 and C2 are the advanced levels. In the U.S. context, moving from A2 to B2 is similar to advancing from a high beginner level to a high intermediate level. That's a considerable leap. Now, when we consider your English skills, we typically focus on 4 key areas: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Let's take a closer look at what the A2 and B2 levels mean for each of these skills. Ready? Let's dive in. Let's explore the differences between A2 and B2 levels of English. At the A2 level, you generally know around 1,500 to 2,000 words. To reach B2, you'll need to expand your vocabulary to approximately 3,000 to 4,000 words. In terms of listening, at A2, you can understand simple conversations about everyday life. For example, you might hear someone say, "I live in a big house. I have a dog named Rex, and I work as a teacher." At the B2 level, your listening skills improve significantly. You can follow both casual and professional discussions. For instance, you might hear, "Last week, I attended a marketing workshop where the speaker explained strategies to boost online sales." At this stage, you can also watch movies or TV shows without subtitles, particularly if they use everyday language like comedies or dramas. How comfortable are you with listening right now? At the A2 level, your reading skills enable you to understand simple texts, such as shopping lists or event invitations. For example, you could read a short note like, "Party starts at 6 p.m., bring your favorite snack." At the B2 level, your reading improves significantly. You can read and understand articles in magazines or blogs, as well as technical guides. For instance, you might read a detailed article about tips for boosting productivity in remote work. In terms of writing, at A2, you can handle basic tasks like sending short emails or leaving a note for a friend. For example, you might write, "Hi Anna, let's meet at the cafe at 3 p.m. At B2, your writing becomes much more advanced. You can write formal letters or detailed reports. For example, you might write, "Dear manager, I'm writing to provide an update on our recent project. We've successfully completed the first phase and are on track to meet the deadline for the second phase by next month." How do you feel about your reading and writing skills? What's easier for you? Please let me know in the comments. At the A2 level, your speaking skills allow you to handle simple conversations, ask basic questions, and share information about yourself. For example, you might say, I like your jacket. Where did you buy it? Or, my best friend loves reading books. At the B2 level, your speaking becomes much more dynamic. You can participate in discussions with native speakers, share your opinions clearly, and even negotiate or debate. For instance, you could argue, I believe remote work is better for productivity because it saves time and creates a flexible environment. In grammar, A2 focuses on foundational skills. You learn comparative adjectives like fast, faster, or fastest, basic tenses like the past continuous, for example, I was reading a book, and simple phrasal verbs like wake up or turn on. You also start using modal verbs like must or should for advice and rules. In B2, you move into advanced grammar. You can use mixed conditionals such as, if I had studied harder, I would be more confident now. You also master expressions like, if only I had known, or I wish I could travel more. Please let me know in the comments what your level is and which area you find more challenging. Now, let's move on to the study plan, which helps you to move from the beginner level to the intermediate level of English.
Step 1. Start with the hardest thing for you. Look, I'm going to be completely honest with you here. This step might feel overwhelming at first, but trust me, it's going to be your biggest breakthrough. You know that feeling when you're avoiding something because it feels too hard? Yeah, that's exactly what we're tackling head on. Identify the areas that are hardest for you, and I mean really dig deep here. Maybe it's grammar that makes your brain hurt, or perhaps pronunciation that makes you feel self-conscious. Whatever it is, that's your starting point. Why? Because when your motivation is sky high, like right now when you're excited about learning, that's when you have the mental strength to tackle the tough stuff. When I started learning Spanish, I made the same mistake that so many people make. I was like, who needs grammar? I can speak the language and that's enough. Oh man, what a horrible mistake that was. I thought I was being smart, taking shortcuts, but I was actually building my language skills on shaky ground. Here's the thing about grammar. It's not just rules for the sake of rules. Grammar is literally the foundation of any language. Without it, people might misunderstand you, and worse, you might misunderstand them. It's like trying to have a conversation through fog. Everything gets confusing and frustrating. For example, if you mix up tenses, you might say, I go to the store yesterday, instead of the correct, I went to the store yesterday. Now, sure, people might still understand what you mean, but these small mistakes can make a big difference in how confident you feel and how clearly you communicate. Think of grammar like building a house. You wouldn't skip the foundation and go straight to putting up walls, right? The whole thing would collapse. So please, please learn from my mistakes. Don't be like past me who thought he could wing it. Embrace the challenge, even when it feels frustrating, because that's where the real growth happens.
Step 2, find your most productive time. This one's huge, and I can't stress this enough. Timing is everything when it comes to learning. We all have that sweet spot during the day when our brain just clicks, when everything feels easier and more natural. The trick is finding yours and then protecting it like it's gold. For me, it's definitely in the morning. That's when I have the most energy and focus, when my mind feels fresh and ready to absorb new information. But here's the thing, your peak time might be completely different, and that's totally okay. What about you? Are you a morning person who jumps out of bed ready to conquer the world? Or maybe you're more of a night owl who comes alive after sunset. Some people hit their stride in the afternoon when they've had their coffee and settled into the day. There's no right or wrong answer here. It's all about knowing yourself. Once you figure out your best time, here's what you do. You set a study schedule and you guard it fiercely. I'm talking about treating this time like it's a meeting with your future self, because that's exactly what it is. Even 20 minutes a day can make a big difference. I know that might sound too good to be true, but consistency beats intensity every single time. If you can manage an hour, that's fantastic, but don't feel bad if you can't. The important thing is showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Here's an example schedule that works really well. From 9 a.m. to 9:20 a.m., dive into learning new vocabulary or practicing grammar. Make it interactive. Don't just read, but write sentences. Say the words out loud. Really engage with the material. Then, from 9:20 a.m. to 9:40 a.m., watch an English learning video. Maybe it's a lesson from my channel or any other English teacher you connect with. If you stay consistent with this, and I mean really consistent, not just when you feel motivated, you will see progress. It might feel slow at first, but trust the process. Your brain needs time to build those neural pathways, and consistency is what makes that happen. Step 3. Find your English learning style. Here's something that took me way too long to figure out. Everyone learns differently, and there's no shame in that. Some people learn best by hearing, others by seeing, and some need to get their hands dirty and practice actively. The key is being honest about what works for you, not what works for your friend or what some article says is the best method. Let me break down your options and really think about which one makes your heart race with excitement. Option 1. Hiring a tutor can be absolutely game-changing. I'm talking about having someone who's completely focused on your individual needs, someone who can catch your mistakes in real time and help you fix them before they become habits. You can ask all those questions that make you feel embarrassed in a group setting. You get to practice speaking without worrying about looking silly in front of other students. The personalized feedback is incredible. It's like having a personal trainer for your English skills. The downside, it can be pretty expensive, so this works best if it fits comfortably in your budget. But if you can swing it, even just once a week, it can accelerate your progress like nothing else. Option 2, online courses are fantastic if you're the type of person who likes flexibility. You can watch lessons in your pajamas at midnight if that's when you feel like learning. The pre-recorded lessons mean you can pause, rewind, and replay as many times as you need without feeling rushed. Most courses have tests and quizzes to check your progress, which gives you that satisfying feeling of achievement. This is perfect if you're juggling a busy life and don't have time for live classes, or if you prefer learning at your own pace without pressure from other students. Option 3. Language schools offer something really special, that human connection. There's something magical about learning in a group, meeting classmates who are on the same journey as you, practicing conversations with real people, and learning in a structured environment where everything is planned out for you. If you're someone who thrives on social interaction and learns better face-to-face, this might be your perfect match. Plus, having classmates can keep you motivated on days when you'd rather stay in bed. Option 4. Solo learning is for the independent spirits out there. If you love the freedom to choose exactly what you study and when you study it, this could be your sweet spot. You can use textbooks, apps like Duolingo, which makes learning feel like playing games, websites, YouTube channels. The world is your classroom. The apps especially make learning fun and addictive in the best way possible. You earn points, unlock levels, get streaks. It taps into that part of your brain that loves achievement and progress. So, which method sounds best for you? Which one made you think, yes, that sounds like me? I've honestly tried all these methods throughout my language learning journey, and here's what I've discovered. They're all great in their own way. The best method is the one you'll actually stick with. Step 4, your detailed study plan. All right, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is your roadmap to success. And I want you to get excited about this because we're about to create something that's going to transform your English skills. Vocabulary building. Learn 5 to 7 new words every day. But here's the secret sauce. Don't just memorize them like a robot. Really get to know these words. Focus on practical topics that actually matter in your daily life. Food, hobbies, health, family, and work. These aren't random words. They're the building blocks of real conversations. Make sentences with the new words, and not boring sentences either. Make them personal. If you're learning the word exhausted, don't just write, I am exhausted. Write something like, I felt completely exhausted after staying up all night binge-watching Netflix. See how much more memorable that is? Try to learn common expressions and idioms, too. These are the things that make you sound natural, not like you're reading from a textbook. When someone says, "It's raining cats and dogs," you'll know they don't literally mean animals are falling from the sky. Listening practice. Listen to English every single day through podcasts, songs, or YouTube videos. But here's what most people get wrong. They just listen passively while doing other things. Don't do that. Really engage with what you're hearing. For example, listen to a podcast about travel. After listening, challenge yourself to write down what you understood. Don't worry if you only catch 30% at first. That's completely normal. Then try to explain it back in your own words. This exercise is pure gold for your comprehension skills. Start with content slightly below your level and gradually work your way up. There's no shame in starting with children's shows if that's what you can understand. We all start somewhere. Reading adventures. Start with easy books and move to more challenging ones as you improve, but make this journey enjoyable. Reading shouldn't feel like punishment. It should feel like an adventure. Some absolutely fantastic books for the intermediate level include Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, The Magic Will Keep You Hooked Even When the Language Gets Tricky, The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. It's written in simple but beautiful language, and Wonder. Prepare to have your heart completely melted by this story. Don't just read silently either. Read some passages out loud. It helps with pronunciation and makes you more aware of the rhythm of English. Plus, it's great practice for speaking. Writing your heart out. Try different types of writing because variety keeps things interesting. Write short diary entries about your day. And be honest. Describe your feelings, your frustrations, your victories. Or get creative and write short stories. Let your imagination run wild. Use tools like Quillbot or ChatGPT to check your work and improve, but don't become dependent on them. Think of them as helpful friends, not crutches. The goal is to get better at catching your own mistakes over time. Speaking practice, daily. This is probably the scariest part for most people, but it's also the most important. Talk to yourself. Seriously, narrate your day in English. Now I'm making coffee. The water is boiling. I love the smell of fresh coffee. It might feel weird at first, but it's incredibly effective. Use language apps that have speaking components, or better yet, find a language exchange partner. Practice with friends, focus on your pronunciation and grammar, but don't let perfectionism paralyze you. Making mistakes is part of the process. Keep this plan simple and stick to it. Consistency beats perfection every single time.
Step 5 is all about creating an English bubble around yourself. And let me tell you, this is where the magic really happens. You're going to immerse yourself so completely that English stops feeling foreign and starts feeling like home. Digital immersion. Switch your computer and phone settings to English right now. Yes, right now. I know it might feel scary at first. You might worry about not understanding something important, but here's the thing. You know your devices well enough that you'll figure it out, and this constant exposure is incredibly powerful for your brain. Every time you check your phone, every time you use your computer, you'll be seeing English. Your brain will start processing it automatically without conscious effort. It's like having a personal English tutor that never takes a break. Content consumption days. Set specific days when you consume content only in English. Maybe it's English Wednesdays or English weekends, whatever works for your schedule. On these days, everything you watch, read, or listen to is in English only. Watch English movies. Start with subtitles if you need them, then gradually wean yourself off them. Listen to English podcasts during your commute. Read English news articles. Follow English social media accounts. Your brain will start thinking in English patterns without you even realizing it. Social practice. Talk to your friends in English as much as possible and don't be embarrassed about it. If they're also learning, make it a fun challenge. If they're native speakers or more advanced, ask them to correct you when you make mistakes. Most people are happy to help when you ask nicely. Join English speaking communities online.
There are forums, Discord servers, Reddit communities where people practice English together. The internet has made it possible to have English conversations with people around the world anytime you want. Make it personal and emotional. The most important thing about this entire plan is make it personal. Connect emotionally with what you're learning. Don't just learn the word homesick. Think about a time when you felt that way. Don't just practice the phrase, I'm excited about. Use it to talk about something that genuinely excites you. When you connect emotionally with the language, it stops being just an academic exercise and becomes part of who you are. That's when real fluency happens, when English becomes not just something you know, but something you feel. Okay, let's take a deep breath together. We've covered a lot of ground here, haven't we? 5 steps that might feel overwhelming when you look at them all at once, but here's what I want you to remember. You don't have to be perfect from day one. Actually, scratch that. You can't be perfect from day one, and that's completely okay. Think about where you are right now in your English journey. Maybe you're feeling excited but a little nervous. Maybe you're thinking, this sounds great, but will it actually work for me? I get it. I really do. I've been exactly where you are, staring at a mountain of information and wondering if I have what it takes to climb it. But here's the truth I wish someone had told me when I was starting out. The hardest part isn't the learning itself. It's showing up consistently, especially on the days when you don't feel like it. Some days you'll feel like a language learning superhero, crushing your goals and feeling amazing. Other days, you'll struggle to remember words you learned last week and you'll want to throw your textbook across the room. Both of those days are part of the journey, and both are perfectly normal. Remember, this isn't a race. Your friend might seem to be progressing faster, or that person on social media might appear to be learning effortlessly. But comparison is the thief of joy. Your journey is yours alone, with its own timeline, its own challenges, and its own beautiful victories. The most important thing you can do right now? Pick one step, just one, and start today. Don't wait for Monday, don't wait for next month, don't wait until you feel ready. If you're waiting to feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. Start messy, start imperfectly, but start. Maybe you'll begin by switching your phone to English, or perhaps you'll spend 10 minutes learning 5 new words. It doesn't matter how small the step is. What matters is that you take it. And please, be kind to yourself throughout this process. Celebrate the small wins. Did you understand a joke in English? That's amazing! Did you have a conversation without switching to your native language? Incredible! Did you read a page without looking up any words? You're absolutely crushing it. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of the Confident Speaking Podcast. I really hope you were able to pick up some useful tips and that you're feeling even more inspired to level up your English skills. If you thought this video was helpful, please remember to give it a like, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you'll never miss out on a new episode. This is Julia, your host, signing off for now. Keep up the practice, keep listening actively, and always remember, English fluency is just one conversation away. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.